Vsauce, Michael here. John Lewis, a department store, uses IP. Or does it?
John Lewis started out on Oxford Street selling drapes and curtains.
This man, John Lewis Sr., is the man who founded this shop. But it was his son, John Lewis Jr., who was the one who made John Lewis what it is today. Unlike his mean old father, John Lewis was a cool dude who was concerned about how fair the systems in place were for his workforce. And after John Lewis Sr. died, Jr. created a system to give the workforce better working conditions, shorter days, and set up a staff committee. John Lewis Newcastle started out life being called Bainbridge, but was later changed to Bainbridge, a John Lewis partnership, after the John Lewis partnership bought out Bainbridge. In 2002, after a staff vote, the name was finally changed to John Lewis.
That's pretty whack, yo. Since it is the time of year, it's getting rather festive, and John Lewis is no exception to that. However, since it is winter, as I said before, don't forget to wrap up, comrades. Oh, hello! Have you heard of these folks? They're John Lewis, and they use both synchronous and asynchronous communication on their virtual communications front. The virtual communications front I'll be focusing on today would be their Twitter page, where they have a main Twitter page for all sorts of advertisements. So, for example, right now it's December, it's winter, it's Christmassy, so that's why there's so many Christmas stuff posted on here. All these promotions, very professional, are handpicked by the marketing team, probably in order to put out there as their face of the world in a way, the virtual communications. So they're communicating with the world. This is a form of asynchronous communication, and it's rather one-sided since this isn't an account which typically responds. It's asynchronous because, well, synchronous with an A at the beginning, because it's not. Synchronous means back and forth. Phone call synchronous because you get your receiver and then you respond. However, the more two-sided asynchronous communication would be the John Lewis customer service Twitter. This is fancy. So John Lewis has a customer service Twitter in which if you have any inquiries, they will reply to your inquiries specifically. So let's just take a random one. Hannah had a problem with John Lewis, the website. She bought new straighteners and then she was refused a refund, and then she was told, speak to your shop manager. So that's good. That's a business responding to you. However, if you want a more in-depth response, since Twitter is of course limited to 180 characters, 240 now actually, pretty cool, 280. You can go onto their website. Ooh. Website is maintained obviously by a server, which is a piece of hardware which they have, and it must have been made on some sort of web design software. There's a bit of hardware and software that John Lewis had for you. They have a customer service team. This, since it is a phone call, would be a form of synchronous communication, meaning you are speaking to each other in sync. Email, of course, asynchronous communication, not in sync. One's bigger than the other. That's the correct definition. I got it right this time. Since John Lewis is typically aimed at the older generations, you can write to them. But who writes anymore? Am I right, lads?
Oh, didn't see you there. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how John Lewis uses networks. In general, a computer network is a number of computers linked together that allow them to share resources. John Lewis's network computers can share hardware, software, and data between each other. Interesting stuff. Most computer networks have at least one server, and a server is a powerful computer that provides one or more services to a network and its users. For example, file storage, employee information, and emails. Every John Lewis store will be a local area network, or LAN for short server, which is a short-range server which will cover one building or site. Some advantages of John Lewis using networks are Sharing devices such as printer, which saves them that money. Site software licenses are going to be cheaper than buying 7 standard ones. Good security, as users can't see each other's files, and data is easy to back up as all the data is stored on one file server. Now, some disadvantages. Purchasing the network cabling and file servers can be very expensive, and managing a large network is complicated, requires training, and a network manager usually needs to be employed. If the file server breaks down on the files, then the file server then becomes inaccessible. Email might still work if it's on a separate server, and the computers can still be used but are isolated. And viruses can spread to other computers throughout a computer network, which means no one will be able to get their work done, which is an issue. And there is a danger of hacking, particularly with wide area networks, and security procedures are needed to prevent such abuse. For example, firewalls.
Business intelligence refers to a set of software and services laid out to turn data into a format that is easier for us to understand. Instead of data analysis trilling through thousands of customer data to find trends in sales, the data is presented in reports, dashboards, graphs, and charts. This gives a person detailed intelligence about the business, what items are commonly sold together, and when your company is at its most popular throughout the year on average. The software could inform you that the inexplicably expensive candles sell well alongside another item. But now you're thinking, what do? Walmart in the United States once positioned beer in the same aisle as baby nappies, both at full price, all because there was a trend of fathers buying them both on Thursday in preparation for the weekend. As well as informing you about the present, the business intelligence software can also use its Sierra abilities looking at the future to try and predict possible upcoming sales. The store may need to order more stock in time for an expected rush, for example during Christmas time. This can also help when taking into account store security. If the business is expected to be at its peak, then more security staff could be assigned to the shop floor in efforts to reduce theft. However, business intelligence software can come with a hefty premium, with some licenses costing up to $6,000 per annum to keep running. These statistics are taken from high-end enterprise-based programs. There are also lower-end options which allow you to sign up to them for free and can integrate with other software like QuickBooks, which is used to manage a company's finances. An example of which is payroll can be done on this.
John Lewis use a range of security measures to make sure that they keep their stores secure. One way that they do this in store is by using security cameras to monitor the store and to make sure they can see what's happening in all areas. This allows them to make sure that people are less likely to steal products, as it acts as a deterrent and also keeps record of video footage for customer security. The security cameras that are placed around the store are monitored by security staff. Security staff watch over the cameras and are on call for each department, so if anyone is caught stealing or behaving inappropriately, they will come and deal with the situation. On the entrance/exit doors to John Lewis, there are RFID scanners that will sound an alarm if an item that has not been paid for goes through, to let the security staff know that someone is attempting to steal products. Without these scanners, people would be able to steal expensive items such as candles without being caught. In terms of online security, John Lewis did not handle banking information that customers use to purchase products off the website. Instead, they use third-party banking organizations such as PayPal to handle payment requests so that information is kept safe. Any information that John Lewis collects about customers, such as names, address, are stored on secure servers so that they are kept safe. In John Lewis stores, restricted areas that can only be accessed by staff are secured by doors that require a keycard to open. Keycards are programmed so that there is a hierarchy as to who can open each door. For example, security staff will have access to most doors, whereas co-workers will only have access to doors such as the staff room and the staff entrance doors. This means that restricted areas such as the cash office, which is where they store money, are kept secure, and only people that are authorized to access these areas can access them.
It's one of the big questions. Can John Lewis function without technology? Well, the answer is yes and no. John Lewis will be able to function in store using a paper-based system, but their online store, which is where a good big portion of their sales take place, will be offline, and so that portion of the business would be lost and no sales will be made online.
As well as the online side of things taking a hit, so would the store itself. A backup paper-based system would be incredibly efficient, as there wouldn't be any programs to help with checkout or stock control.
All the hardware such as item scanners, stock checkers and tills would stop functioning. There's also a higher possibility of threat as the security system would be offline. So in conclusion, John Lewis could function without IT, just really, really, really badly.